I guess I want to talk for a moment about Trump bringing people over here. I guess asylum or something. Uh, they have privileged access or whatever to be brought to this country. They are already being brought to this country because apparently there's a white genocide in South Africa. I think once again that this is a reminder that this is an administration that's focused on white people and white people only. And that even the blacks that they do have on TV, or I guess one black guy in his cabinet, I guess, like I think what Hood or something. He's an idiot. What do you say? Trump will give me the law. Yeah, so you have a black guy, but he has no opinions of his own. His opinions are whatever Trump says they are. Um, to me, people are saying that the people being brought over here are like a white underclass, and that they're being brought over here to do the work that they're getting the Hispanic side of the country for. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. I don't really know where that comes. And it's like 50 people for now. I mean, I don't know or care if there's truth to the white genocide statement, because there's a lot more stuff going on in the world than just white people that live on another continent. But it says so much as a black man to live in a country where the issue and the importance isn't. There's plenty of black people and there's plenty of Hispanics that have been claiming asylum, and Trump's locking them up in prisons and dungeons. But let's bring white people across the water over to America because they're white. And it speaks to me, a country that thinks very little of black people. It speaks to me, and I'm not saying it's like Trump's gonna bring them over here and they each get $1 million, or yeah, I may have, that's what I first was like. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're coming over here and they're gonna be like lording over black people. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that. And even if like he does a photo op or something and they do good this first little batch, if he brings over more of them, they'll probably be like cleaning up puke in some kid's elementary school and like unplugging toilets and pushing them up in a broom. Like, I get that. These are like, in the end scheme of things, they're not better than me. I understand that. And if we're going into a recession, if we're going into a depression, stagflation, whatever, and you have people being brought over here who don't have money, who don't have connections in America, and Trump does what he does, which is Trump does things and then just forgets about it. That's what he does. He'll do something, like he does stuff just to say he did it, and then like he'll move on to something else. And we're like, what about the thing you said last week? So these people might be coming over here, and they might be coming over here to be homeless. They might be coming over here to actually live like pretty bad lives. Like, I'm not saying this as though this is like white people are getting up and we're gonna like be in trouble. I'm not saying that. Because, like I said, what I've learned about white America for Trump is that I don't think these people care if he gets 99% of what he says done. Like, they like the fact that Trump is, I guess, somehow giving them like this red area in Florida where they can be racist and homophobic and stuff, which is so crazy because insurers leaving Florida, which means your insurance will probably go up soon, and because capitalism needs competition. It requires it. Capitalism, that's the only way that little people make it. And these are little people we're talking about. The only way you make it is by rich white people competing. That's it. If white people get together and say like, we'll just do this, and you have to like go to our gas station, go to our insurer, like, that's a horrible world to live in. But they talk about like, oh, he gave us this and that and the other. That's a hellscape. Florida to me is a hellscape. They like the fact that that's how you know America's gonna break up. That they don't look at Trump off of, is he getting what he said he would do? Is he achieving things? Is he winning these Supreme Court, all these cases? Okay, what's going on with them? He's losing most 90-something% of them he's lost. And then he's just going to the Supreme Court. He's losing those cases too. That's what it seems like he's doing. He loses the case, goes to Supreme Court. I bought Supreme Court. Why can't I do that? So to me, you're dealing with you're dealing with people who don't seem to care about the reality of him losing and just what that means and the reality of all that. To me, it's I don't know. It's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, the self-delusion. You know how Trump is gonna only go after migrants that don't have families. He never said that. Like, it's scary that, like, it's bad Trump is president. It's bad his administration's in there. It's bad Robert Kennedy's up here talking about you can't listen to me for medical advice, even though he's a director of DHS. He doesn't know how it works. Doesn't know what Medicare Part A. Doesn't know how any of it. That's bad enough. But to know you're dealing and you're walking around and you're interacting with people who are making up lies to normalize and justify fascism, and they're saying things that Trump himself has not said, that's actually scary. That's more scary than the guys running around with masks on and grabbing people up. That's because it's like it's like, what did Dr. King say? There's something more terrifying and conscientious stupidity. Like, that's it. Willful ignorance and you're really, like, white supremacy requires it. Like, white supremacy requires being ignorant to, like, how people live and the way things really are. I realize that now. Like, it requires it. Like, you can't be a white supremacist and be like, well, they're just, you have to be like, they're just lazy. They just want free. You have to think that way. Because if you actually understand economics and you understand the tariffs are failing, you can't support Trump. The only way you can support him is if it's like, I see today Ohio's got something, trying to come up with a straight heterosexual month. That's literally something they're trying to do up here. This is what I'm talking about. This is their reality. It's all culture war. Very little of it is dealing with reality or the reality of most people. Frankly, it's sad. It's sad because they don't live in reality. You know what I mean? We don't live in the same universe. So how someone thinks that losing Meals on Wheels and losing Social Security and losing Medicare and cutting veterans benefits, and they look at that and think that's a win, I will never understand. We could have taxed the rich. We could have just taxed the rich, and none of this stuff would have been on the table. None of this would have even been an issue. None of this would have even came up. But instead, we're going to take money and food away from hardworking families that are just trying to make a living and get along the best way they can. Instead, now they want to create a reality show around making fun of migrants. I mean, this is a racist, vicious country that elected a predatory administration that gets off. The cruelty is the point. You've heard it before. That's what Trump is. And I just never knew, I never understood just how many villains I work and live amongst. I'm embarrassed to be an American. This isn't Trump. This is people who have who are intimating inhumanity. There's inhumanity in these things.